Bonjour tout le monde, welcome to Weekday Wanderings in Paris. My name is Jacqui. Today we're in the 16th Arrondissement. We've come back to obviously one of my most favourite places in Paris. The plans I had for today were a little bit upset, so I had to change at the last minute. But here we are at Trocadéro. We're at the Jardin de Trocadéro in the 16th Arrondissement. It's a very famous spot. Most famous of course for its neighbour across the river, which we will see very soon. But this garden is nice and tranquil and shady, and there's water next to it, and there's a park. So all of the things that one would need when one is accompanied by two young children. Hence why we're here today. So bonjour tout le monde, bonjour Judy, welcome. So we're at the bottom of the Trocadéro Gardens. We're at the, let's see, where are we? We're at the southwestern edge of the gardens. You'll get a better view of where exactly we are soon. Bonjour Sally Porter, bonjour Susan McGregor, and bonjour Kim Dixon. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so let's see what's behind us, shall we? Flip the camera around, give a bit of a pan across the gardens. So the river is basically that direction there. But the thing I wanted to show you here, so this looks pretty old, and obviously it wasn't originally here, it was brought here, but this is actually a window from the Tuileries garden, palace. So when we were at the Tuileries the other day, I explained that the Tuileries once had a palace there, which was destroyed during the Paris Commune in 1871, and parts of it are here. So that's a window from it. And up here we have a doorway. So let's go up here. You see this doorway here. So bonjour Margaret Redrop. Margaret might want to say bonjour to her grandchildren. Say bonjour. Bonjour. They're very hot. Okay, so here's this door that comes from the Tuileries Palace. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So the weather continues to be super hot. We're currently 29 degrees, and we will be heading to a high of 35. This building here, of course, is the Palais de Chaillot. There's a lot of construction work going. Now this wing of the Palais de Chaillot here is owned by the Natural History Museum. My husband works for them. And it's actually empty, this wing here. It's been empty for a really long time. But because the Trocadéro Gardens is going to be the main site of the Olympics not next year, the year after, they're basically doing up this whole area to make it ready for the Olympics. So this whole half of the Palais de Chaillot is being done up at the moment, including up the top, which makes it a bit difficult for people who want to take photos of the Tour Eiffel. So let's have a quick look down here. We've got the sun against us here, which is why we're heading this direction, starting here. But the gardens are like 9 hectares, so they're relatively small, but lots of shade over here. We've got a beautiful playground down here, which my children will be going back to after we've finished our video. We've got little bits of waterway, little lakes and waterfalls, nothing huge though. And of course this is part of the Natural History Museum. This is the Musée de l'Homme. Good morning Jennifer Schaefer from Brisbane, welcome. Good morning Deborah Paps from Dallas. I hope you're doing better. Deborah's been very ill, so I really hope you're doing much better, Deborah, thinking of you. Okay, so for those of you who've just joined us, we're in the 16th, we're at the Jardin de Trocadéro, which is at the Palais de Chaillot. So Trocadéro was named after a battle, the Battle of Trocadéro, which took place in 1823, so during the restoration of the monarchy after Napoleon's fall. And they also did a bit of restoration of monarchy in Spain, and that was the battle, and the was it Ferdinand II? He was replaced on the throne at that point because of the victory at that battle. So Trocadéro is where that name comes from. So in choosing my last minute venue, as I said, I've been here before, I've taken you here before for several walks, but not into the garden as such. So of course, bringing my children here with me, I needed a park, playground, shade because of the heat, and water is also ideal. Lovely place for photo shoots. Beautiful photo shoot happening here. So we've got the sun in this direction, so I won't be able to show too much, but as you can see, it's a very beautiful place. A lot of people come. Let's just have a quick look here. Here are our fountains. This is the Warsaw fountain, or the Fontaine de Varsovie, how you say Warsaw in French. So very iconic view here, and of course this from the top of the Palais de Chaillot here is the best place to view the Eiffel Tower from, in my opinion, and that's Metro Trocadéro, which is line 6 and line 9, and of course line 6 has my favourite metro because it's above ground and it goes over the bridge, the Jacqui bridge, which is in that direction there, so you get the most wonderful view of the Eiffel Tower as you come down. Okay, so you can go stand next to those fountains and get yourselves wet, which is very, very nice on a day like that today. Not many people discover the park there, Jackie. It is still early and there are still a lot of people coming, and they will be here soon, I guarantee it. But it is very hot, and of course all of these people will be tourists. One of the souvenir sellers up the top insisted that I was a tourist. He didn't believe me, and he even asked my daughter, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" He asked me and he didn't believe me, so he asked her instead. He was very pushy. This smells beautiful. The flowers that are around here are absolutely gorgeous. So I could be walking right next to the edge so you can see the fountain properly, but I'm sorry, it's super hot and I'm going to be walking in the shade. Like I said, there's the playground over there. It's not a huge one, but it's good for my kids. They like it. So this part here was built in 1937. There have been lots of other parks here and different palaces here. In 1900, the 1889 World's Fair, I believe, they had lots of buildings here, which of course no longer exist because they were just temporary structures, much like the Eiffel Tower was meant to be. Judy just says, what type of flowers are these? These are petunias, aren't they? Is that right? And then there's some sort of lily there, and I'm not sure what this one is. But there is something that smells. It's not these though, I don't think. But they are beautiful, aren't they? Okay. So the World's Fair, like I said, back when the Eiffel Tower was built, there was a great big huge palace which was called the Palace of Trocadéro, which is no longer there, and of course that was torn down, and then the Palais de Chaillot and the gardens here were built for the 1937 World's Fair or Universal Exposition. Judy says, thank you everyone for saying hi. Thank you to everyone who's joined us. Okay. So yes, it is very quiet at the moment. Let me just get... Sorry, I'm pointing away from the sun, which is super, super hot. One last glance towards the Eiffel Tower and then I'll be turning this way. And there we go. So this garden has a lot of beautiful statues. All the way up here in the garden itself, around the fountain. some at the top along the Palais de Chaillot. Really beautiful. Monumental even. So over here towards the Eiffel Tower we have the Pont d'Iéna, which is another, in reference to another military victory, this time under Napoleon. Lots of people doing their photo ops. Even just standing next to this water is very cooling. So it's really nice to be able to be here. Susan said beautiful park in aspects, and somebody else said that it was a beautiful park. So it is. So remember, for the Olympics, which will be taking place in summer 2024, so in 2 years' time, we will, this will all be crazy, rebuilt up into an Olympics venue. The torch and everything, I believe, will be here. So what they often do whenever we have, oh bonjour Susie, welcome. Whenever we have a big event here, like for example when Paris won the Olympic BINGE, so the fountain here will get covered up, and obviously the water's turned off and everything, and they will put like a grass court there. So it basically will just be a grassed area, which is a shame because I really love the fountain. The fountain is gorgeous. Okay, so we're heading over to the other wing of the garden. Touristy places, snack stands. Kim says, I know I've seen the fountains, completely missed the park. Well, yeah, I mean the park is both sides, so you know it's only 9 hectares. So I suppose 4.5 hectares either side. But yeah, I mean it's a nice little park. It's not huge, but it is. It's very pleasant. But probably one thing that you did miss, and which we're heading towards now. Let's go have a look. And I think we're running okay for time, but we will finish soon. Okay. So what we're heading to now, on the other side of the park, is another world's first. So at the moment it doesn't look like this normally, but you can see there's a wooden structure up here. Now this is a restaurant éphémère, so a temporary restaurant, which is I guess just here for the summer months. Sally Porter said, never noticed the park as well, too busy looking at the view at sunset. Yeah, absolutely. The view, obviously people come here to see the Eiffel Tower, and of course the museums that are up there, like the Musée de l'Homme and the Musée de l'Architecture et Patrimoine, which is on the this right hand wing of the Palais de Chaillot. There's also the National Theatre of France, of Paris, sorry. Okay, so this, like I said, this wooden structure here is a temporary restaurant, but it's actually at the entrance of the National Aquarium. So the Aquarium of Paris is here. The Aquarium of Paris was built in 1867, and it is one of, if not the oldest aquarium in the world, which is kind of special. The thing is you can't see it because it's underground. It has, oh, what was the figure? 3,000 cubic litres, 3,500 cubic litres of water. I think that's a lot. So yeah, so the entrance is just through there. But in the meantime, you've got this big restaurant here. Lots of interesting things on the menu. Hanami. That's on the menu. So yeah, there's some stairs. You see there's people there just next to the stairs, and those go underground and into the aquarium. Now the aquarium is really pricey. A lot of these big attractions are. So to go there for a family of three, even three or four, well we're 3 today, would be a small fortune. So we're going to give it a miss. but we have been here before. There's also a restaurant inside which has the most amazing view of one of their large tanks. They have a really good collection of aquatic species, very impressive. And there is also another aquarium in Paris, and that's the one at Trocadéro, which is near the Zoo de Vincennes. And we've walked past there before, and that's in a very iconic building as well, the Palais Doré at Port Doré. Okay, we see some more people coming in, so bonjour to everybody who's just joined us. We have a manège here, just a little one. There is of course a really big manège, carousel if you like, on the other side of the river, right next to the foot of the Eiffel Tower. So that's a very big two-story one, a really beautiful one. I might take the girls there because I think I have tickets to it. So let's just finish up here in the shade near the steps of the Trocadéro. Yeah, of course when it's really busy this park gets filled up very quickly. So I was here watching World Cup, the FIFA World Cup a few years ago, 12 years ago, and it was absolutely packed, but it was a great place to sit down on the grass and just enjoy the sun and the ambience, and there was a big screen up here at the bottom of the fountain, so that was kind of cool. And of course up there is where most people take their wonderful photos of the Eiffel Tower. Most amazing view here at Trocadéro. Deborah says, merci Jacqui for showing us more of the City of Lights. My pleasure as always. Juliet fell into this fountain here, into that little pool there, which is quite deep. So be careful with your children around here. Et voila, there we are. I think we'll finish there, shall we? So this was our last minute decision to come here, so I hope you like that. Been here before, but I suppose this is quite a different angle, and by the sounds of it, it's something that needed to be shown, so I'm pleased. Thank you all for joining us here at the Jardin de Trocadéro on the 16th. We will go and hide from the sun now because it's super hot and it's getting hotter and hotter every moment. Thank you everybody, take care, and we will see you next Friday. I'm not sure where we'll be of course, but there's so many places we can go, but I have to try a bit harder these days because we've been to a lot of those main areas. If you want to see somewhere special, please let me know. It's not always possible because of videoing restrictions and internet access, that sort of thing, but please let me know if there's somewhere special that you would like to have a look at. Okay, so take care everybody, we will see you next time. Ciao, bye girls, say bye bye. Bye bye. Bye everybody, see you.